This is actually pretty close to what I would do on a normal morning. Read the paper. Anyway, it is 8:16. We're a minute late, but every Zoom meeting starts a minute late. Is that right, Grace? So I think what we're going to do is get started with the first ever Zoomathon, or Streamathon on Zoom. And the first portion of today's fundraiser, we're going to start with a breakfast and compliments of our friend Brady and not friend, but board member Brady and the folks over at 7 Sundays. So here's the deal. So you all probably got your kits, and I already opened this one yesterday. Had a couple extra bags, thank you, Brady, and did the overnight soak as per the instructions. Now I'm just opening another one. There was an almond date print, so if you didn't get that particular version, you know, that's fine. You'll live, I'm sure. Let me see. The recipe is in here somewhere. Peanut or other nut butter. I think I'm going to go without it, but sounds good. Blueberry jam and fresh organic blueberries. I got the fresh blueberries and I got the overnight muesli. What is muesli, you might ask? Well, it's Euro speak for granola. Not really. Actually, the difference is they're pretty much basically the same ingredients. Muesli just isn't cooked previously to buying it. So it's basically raw nuts and grains and fruits, or dried fruits, whatever. And it doesn't have any oils or sweeteners in it. So I think a little cleaner breakfast, although maybe not something you put in your backpack for hiking woods and like eating raw rolled oats. Might be your thing, might not. Anyway, so super happy to have you here. And now I'm just wondering, I don't have a video up because I'm on this side of the video, but hoping that we've got a few people joining in their PJs. And hopefully your PJs are safe for work. That's good because we're about to get started. Throughout the day, we're going to have different segments. One, and according to your if you did get a schedule of the day, we're going to start with the Pajama Breakfast, and at 10:15 we'll plant a little garden, 12:15 the Kazoo Palooza, and 4:15 happy hour. I know some of you want to just like skip to 4:15. That's not the way the world works, so we'll just have to sit tight. Anyway, so I'm going to make myself a little of this. I'm going to check my notes and make sure that I've got everything covered. Oh, yeah, did you see in your kit there was a playing card in there? Yep. Those playing cards are going to be your ticket to a couple of nifty prizes. And today's first nifty prize is a bag of Peace Coffee. Those lovely people over at Peace Coffee have donated some bags of Peace Coffee, and they'll be popping those off into the mail to you this week. So I think we should give one to the best PJs in the crew. And you can all go on your chat in Zoom that's down in the right-hand corner of its chat and say, ooh, I think, you know, whoever is got the best PJs. There's extra points for a hoodie PJ with ears, I'm thinking. Anyway, so we'll give that up, and then we'll draw cards at the end for bags of coffee. Also, if you decide to pledge, because there's a pledge card in here, put that in the chat or send a direct message, or just go on to renewingthecountryside.org/donate, and you can donate right there. This is a fundraiser, so that's how it goes. Anyway, from here on out, what I think I'd like to do is turn over the programming to Elena, and we can talk a little bit about a relevant program area of Renewing the Countryside to artisan grains, which we said just explained had grains in it. And we should be able to do that. And I'm going to make myself a great bowl here of muesli, and off we go. Elena.
Thanks, Brett. Hello, everyone. It's fun to see everyone at 8:15. Thanks for joining us. So I'm here to talk a little bit about grains and provide some background. Renewing the Countryside has been focused on grains for about 2 years now, starting with a grad student summer project that we commissioned in 2018, thanks to assistance from the Regional Sustainable Development Partnership. Yay, Connie. That research actually laid the groundwork for us to forge ahead. We then partnered with the Artisan Grain Collaborative, which was out of Chicago at that time, to extend their regional work and in that grain shed space into Minnesota, which has a lot of that activity going on. So it was right for activity. We jumped right in with the Minnesota Grains Gathering that was held at the beautiful Arboretum space last March. And we heard from grain researchers, farmers, millers, bakers, maltsters, brewers, and distillers, all people along what's called the grain value chain. Our collaboration with AGC, the Artisan Grain Collaborative, has extended into now coordinating a brewing and distilling working group, which is one of 4 working groups that operate within AGC. We also assist with their communication efforts. One of the things we did last year was to be involved with the Minnesota State Fair featuring grains, and we offered these t-shirts that say local food with a grain sheet. If you received the Renewing the Countryside newsletter, The Rooster, you might have noticed that we have been sharing information about grains along with Renewing the Countryside's other program areas. We're really working to tell the story that grains play an important role in regenerative agriculture and therefore in farm viability and environmental protection. So grains, perennial grasses, legumes, pseudo-cereals like buckwheat, and livestock are all part of a healthy farm ecosystem. So we're really working to support that on all levels. And with that, I would like to now hand the virtual talking stick to Ben Penner, a farmer that we have worked with who hails from Minnesota, and I'd like to let him explain a little bit more about what he does and how he walks that talk. Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Elena, and yeah, glad to be here on this lovely morning. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Ben Penner, and I'm an organic wheat, small grain, soybean, buckwheat, legume, and pulse crop grower in Scott and Le counties, Minnesota. And Renewing the Countryside has really been an important catalyst in my quest to accelerate the small grain economy in the upper Midwest. It's been one of the first organizations that I've been aware of working for positive change on our landscape to aid in the reintroduction of small grains to our agricultural rotation. I first became aware of RTC's work when I was invited to participate in that planning meeting for the Artisan Grains Gathering that Elena mentioned in 2018. And the planning for that meeting and RTC staff really set the tone for the event itself. It was held in March of that year, and it was well attended by farmers as well as the planning meetings, entrepreneurs, leaders in industry, universities, and nonprofits. And I believe that what was started there at that meeting will be seen as the one of the most important shifts in several generations on the landscape for our region. I participated in the feasibility report on small grains, sponsored by RTC and written by Eric Mucky. You can read this report on the RTC website. It contains a lot of important information about how we can achieve more together. Personally, I have benefited from the organization, the networks, encouraging conversations, new customers such as Bakersfield Flour and Bread and others, and the sense of purpose that the RTC has brought to the forefront of the conversation. Our work right now with the Artisan Grain Collaborative in Chicago has further accelerated that shift to a local supply chain in a regional sense, which I think is important as we develop these different supply chains. I believe that with this great foundation, we can do even more. I believe that the next several years will determine the course of our planet and our future together. And so our response right now, even during this time of a pandemic when we're all more or less at home, is crucial for us to chart a course in the right direction, a new direction. And it actually occurred to me, maybe this pause is that pause that we need to sort of reflect and have a launching pad to go forward. I think that with some more investment, some infrastructure, knowledge, careful planning, some policy, and of course, a fair bit of persuasion of our peers and policymakers and others in our influence, we will be able to create a thriving and flourishing local grain economy here in the Upper Midwest. And we're already seeing it take shape. So as you know, Minneapolis is known as the Mill City, and I think we can bring grains back to the landscape and nourish our communities and each other in these unprecedented times. So thank you.
Thanks, Ben. Brett, back to you, or are we going on to Brady?
Well, yeah, why don't we throw it over to Brady and get his perspective as well.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brady Barnstable, co-founder of 7 Sundays. We make the muesli that Brett's enjoying, and hopefully many of you are at home. Thank you for the great job describing it, Brett. You are officially hired as our new spokesperson, especially with the robe. I am also a recent addition to the RTC board as of August of 2019. And I first became aware of Renewing the Countryside through my work at 7 Sundays in the early days, attending the local foods feast event down in Rochester, where we had the chance to exhibit to retailers as well as consumers in the southern Minnesota region. And it was an important event for us to, as we were kind of getting off the ground from the farmers market and co-op stage here in Minneapolis, Twin Cities area to a larger regional distribution. Then again, I've crossed paths with the artists, with Renewing the Countryside at the Artisan Grains gathering that Ben has already spoken of, and the Small Grains Project that Eric Mucky was involved in, and did a great job compiling some great information that we can use going forward, both as farmers and local food purveyors, to get more small grains on the landscape and what some of the barriers might be. And then again, this past year at the Eco Experience in the State Fairgrounds, which was a fantastic event for our company, reaching tens of thousands of people over the course of 14 days. it seemed that everywhere I turned, Jan, Eli, Brett, Elena, the whole RTC team were involved in the local food scene. And I was so impressed with just the various initiatives that they were a part of, particularly given the small size of the team. It seemed like they had their hands in everything, and I was equally impressed by the scrappy grassroots nature of the organization and how much it reminded me of my own small family business, Seven Sundays. So this is why at that point was when I sort of decided to make the jump, both personally and professionally, to donate both my time and resources to Renewing the Countryside and their efforts. For the last 2 decades, RTC is focused on fixing a broken, overly industrialized food system, taking on the challenges and barriers that are in front of us as local food growers and makers. And in these unprecedented times, like Ben mentioned, I think it's now more important than ever that communities like ours come together to rebuild and come out stronger on the other side. And it's my belief and strong passion that RTC is at the center of the local food community here in the Twin Cities, and the work that we're doing is more important than ever. So today we have a goal of raising $6,000 as part of this Streamathon. I recently learned of the option of becoming a renewer, which I think is a fantastic way to donate a small amount on a continuing monthly basis. So I just became a renewer today. We hope that you can as well. We'll welcome one-time donations as well. And you can do so by visiting the link that Grace just posted in the chat, renewingthecountryside.org/donate. Whatever you're able to give, know that it will go to make a real difference to farmers like Ben through to food makers and purveyors like myself, and allow RTC to continue the important work that we're doing to rebuild a diverse, healthy, regenerative food and ag system that works for everyone. So thank you for being a part of this community and this Streamathon today. Without you, none of this is possible. So thank you all for taking the time out today from your busy lives to connect. Back to you, Brett.
Yeah. Thanks, Brady. That was great. That was fantastic. I'm usually never ahead of the game enough to like put it in the fridge overnight, but brilliant. It's fantastic. So, like Brady was commenting, there is a pledge card and self-addressed stamped envelope in your thing. Please take care of it, and our friends help us when we mail stuff. So, and I like it when you mail stuff. So anyway, here we go. We're gonna draw. No votes. Any on Facebook? No. All right. Well, then I will pick a couple cards for the Peace Coffee giveaway, and they donated 4 bags, and so there are going to be 4 cards. And the first card is the King of Wheat. And the King of Wheat, isn't this perfect? It's exactly perfect. These are our friends at Whole Grain Milling down in Welcome. So Doug and Lynn. So there you go. First winner is Whole Grain Milling, King of Wheat. The second is, that's not a card. The Ace of Tomato, which is summer fair, and we're just about to start that. Summer is like right on the corner, even kind of cool and rainy. So the Ace of Tomato, and then the 8 of Small local farms often produce vegetables bred for taste and fresh rather than for long distance shipping and long shelf life. True story. So the 8 of rooster, and lastly, we have the 8 of grain. So there you go. If you have that, we'll post it to the website. We'll take a picture and let everyone know if you won a healthy, and we'll ship that out to you. Until then, meet us back here at 10:15, and we will talk a little bit about planting a little garden and some programming we have. Just one, Stephanie, did we end up with a fundraising goal, one of those little thermometer thingies?
I got you over here. Thermometer.
There we go. All right, so let's keep that thing moving to 6,000 by the end of the day. We can't tell what you're going to mail in, so you can IM it to our phone number on the website, or put it in the chat or in the comments on Facebook, and let us know where we're at, so we can keep moving that up. Anyway, we'll see you back here in a couple hours, and we'll plant a little garden. Make sure you have a teacup, a little bit of dirt, and your basil seeds, and we'll see you back. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thanks for those donations. We see them coming in.
And they wanted to stick around. We'll still have staff and some of our guests around. If you have questions about programming or the day's events, we're here to answer those.